Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have Zach Shallcross in his season of The Bachelor approaching Fantasy Week, or as they call it, Sex Week here, which, of course, no, it's more than that. It's also about learning what the political affiliation is of your partner. What the hell went down in Rachel Recchia's Fantasy Suite with Zach? We'll never know, but we have Zach here saying he's not planning to fornicate with any of his Fantasy Suite finalists. And we love a good alliteration here. Dave Neal on Instagram at DNeals. Follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. If you want to hear me sing Always and Forever by Luther Vandross, today is the episode. We did a Work with Dave where you guys get to watch me work. But it's fun. We have a fun chat. And also Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast. This afternoon, I've got for you some new information regarding Bachelor in Paradise Canada. That will be on Bachelor Rush Hour this afternoon. That's right. Yeah, if you guys didn't find out before we share all the trailers and previews for tonight's episode, we've got Connor Brennan. Good friend of the program, Connor Brennan. Sweet Josephine's Connor Brennan here, 30 years young, on Bachelor in Paradise Season 7, and now Bachelor in Paradise Canada Season 2. And this is going to be a fun show to watch, and we are going to cover it exclusively on Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast. So go check that out, Bachelor Rush Hour, link in the comment section. Oh, but Dave, I love watching you on desktop. You can listen to Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, on your desktop. Link in the comment section for all of the different ways. You don't have to download any spyware or anything. It's all in there. All right, so let's get into it. Here's Jesse's face after Zach tells him no banging in the Fantasy Suite. Jesse's like, but really? You're not even going to second base? So anyway, let's play all the different trailers, starting with this one, the first trailer released of tonight's episode. And don't forget, at 7 p.m. East Coast, we'll have a pre-show live stream, and at 10 p.m. East Coast, an after-show live stream. So I'll be here for you guys publicly on the show tonight. Make sure you're subscribed to get that notification.
I know this is a big week. It was at this time with Rachel that everything turned upside down. How scared are you that could happen again?
It's obviously terrifying. What's most important to me and to express to each and every single one of the women is no sex. No sex of any kind for Fantasy Suites.
Okay.
Yeah.
What brought you to that decision?
To be honest, speaking with Sean helped a lot.
Okay.
He took a very similar approach. I want my
Sean is the cock block, is what he's saying. He's like, Sean Lowe told me he did a similar approach and it worked.
To be sure in us as well, and not to worry about that I'm just doing that right before an engagement.
How funny would it be if it took 20 freaking seasons of The Bachelor, or whatever season they're on, 700, before Bachelor is finally like, you know what? No sex in the champagne room. Now, of course, Matt James did the same thing. Matt James did the same thing where he said, I'm not going to have sex with any of the people. And so far, it's worked out for him. You have to imagine, and again, this doesn't make it healthy, but you have to imagine someone like Sean from Caitlin Bristow's season could never get over the fact that she pumped her Palmer, christened her Chris Harrison, smashed her, Connor Brennan on. So some people can't get over that, which you should. But it does unearth a new thing where, like, look, you and I can judge them all we want. I've never been in a situation where the girl or the lady I'm trying to propose to is also dabbling in sex with somebody else. I just haven't been in that situation. So I can understand when people like Luke P say, hey, I don't want anything to do with this. Now, obviously, it can go too far when you start judging the other person. You just have to be okay with it and walk away and not do it. But if you sign up for it, you also have to be okay with it. And if you're not, you end up breaking up, which usually is what happens. But Zach says he's going to try to. And now, whether or not Zach will, pull the goalie, whether or not Zach will decide to, unburden himself from the no sex sort of scenario, we'll have to see.
What feels right to me is not to explore sexual connections with 3 different women before falling in love. Like, when sex is involved, it can cause so many additional hurdles. It shouldn't be taken lightly.
No, sex should be taken heavily and roughly, consensually too. So that's a good one. So let's see what he. And again, the way they show the Fantasy Suites isn't always the way they went down. They alter them and edit them in certain ways. So we don't know who got the first one, but we have Ariel, Gabby, and Katie as our final 3. And maybe if Zach does end up hooking up with one of them, you have to imagine it's him deciding, all right, I've made my choice.
Zach and Ariel, welcome to Thailand. Please use this key to stay as a couple in the Fantasy Suite. Jesse.
I have something actually like I do want to talk to you about.
Okay.
This week in particular, sex being off the table.
And like I already saw in the comment section, Cassidy Timbrooks, sex positive, says, sorry, this is so funny, LMFAO.
Loving one person at the end of this and sharing that intimate moment should be saved for that moment of engagement. So that's how I'm looking into this week for everyone.
I really want to be in the fantasy suite and want to keep exploring this relationship. So I definitely want to have those physical moments as well.
You want to hit the road?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
She's just looking absolutely beautiful, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, oh boy, this is going to be difficult.
It's going to be hard not to bang. and Ariel in the comment section says downvote. And I wonder why. And my thought might be that it's that she wasn't given the, and this is a conspiracy theory, but maybe it was, or maybe it's not a conspiracy, but it is a theory, that Ariel wasn't given the choice to say no. At least in the edit, we saw Zach say, look, I'm not trying to bang, you know? And Ariel's like, okay, I respect that, but we don't get her saying like, what about if she didn't want to bang? You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's why she downvotes it. Let's see if there's any someone said you're overreact. Let's see what people said. So anyway, there's really nothing in the comments that would lend to why she gave that a downvote.
Very nice. Bed.
Literally.
I don't know, every time we're together, there's this pull.
What did I set myself up for?
Please do not disturb. Yeah, they kind of do make Ariel look like she's like the seductress that's going to be tempting. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too far into it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Why would she say downvote? No spoilers in the comment section.
Right now I'm feeling a lot of insecurity, and I have these feelings that are like haunting me a little bit. So I was in my head a little bit this week.
Yeah? Just because of time?
It's more like in previous relationships, I was like kind of chosen second, and so like not seeing you for so long and then being the second fantasy suite, I was like, oh, I feel very second again.
It's not a mind game. It's literally trying to figure this out day by day. Just know what it feels right to me.
This is putting me in my head. There are other women here. You just get in your own mind. I'll be right back. I feel very stupid and foolish, and why can't I be happy? I don't even feel like I can go back there.
Whoa. Coming up tonight on The Bachelor. And here's the thing with The Bachelor, it's like walking on thin ice. You know, you're not in the water until you're in the water. And we've been hearing the ice cracking all season long, and we've just been waiting for that moment, that payoff. We're on the edge of our seat, edging, you could say. And we'll have to see if there's a load of drama or not. We'll have to see how it all plays out. So let's go to, we have two more trailers. Now we have Katie's Fantasy Suite trailer.
Fantasy Suite Week, and sparks are literally flying.
This week in particular, sex is off the table. What feels right to me is not to explore.
Look, sometimes sex is off the table, sometimes sex is on the table, sometimes it's behind the table. You know, sex is a lot of things.
Sexual connections with 3 different women. Oh my God. I said one thing and I did another.
What is wrong with you? I don't even feel like I can go back there. I literally just want to go home.
This is the biggest mistake I could have done.
Coming up tonight on The Bachelor. I love it. He goes, sex is off the table. Then he goes, I made a big mistake. What happened, Zach? What'd you do? All right. Well, could you imagine if he's like, I'm not going to have sex with any of you. And then he's like, and then like 3 days later, he's like, all right, so that didn't go as planned. Turns out you're all beautiful and, whatever. All right, here it is. Our final trailer for tonight's episode of The Bachelor.
Into this week thinking, take the physical intimacy off the table for the week and make things less muddy. But in reality, it's gotten a lot worse. Good to see you, brother.
Great seeing you too.
Yeah, because what could happen here is that he could have been like, sex is off the table. Then for his first fantasy suite, he ends up having sex. And he's like, you know what? I'm already going to piss somebody off. Let's just go for the old trio.
I don't know, I feel like maybe I really f***ed up, for good.
Look, I know this has been an incredibly tumultuous week for you, and I know you feel like you made some mistakes. But guess what? Nobody doesn't make mistakes in this experience. Yeah. It's that time. Women are waiting for you, as always. Wish you all the
old Jesse Palmer deserves a merchandise line. Nobody doesn't make mistakes.
best.
It's like 1,000 things going on at once, and I'm just like trying to process it, trying to figure it out, and don't want to hurt any of these women. That's the last thing I want. I can't live with that. I can't. I'm going to have to be honest with everyone. I came into this week setting parameters on ways to find love, or how to think I can navigate finding love. I've caused pain, and that was the biggest mistake I could have done.
All right. Okay. Someone asked, is he pulling a Clayton? And someone else said, I bet whoever he slept with just loves hearing she was the biggest mistake. Oh, maybe that's why Ariel downvoted. I don't have the answers. I don't think anyone has spoiled this. I don't think anyone knows how it goes. Alexis Sweetman says, villainize Clayton for doing this, but comforting Zach because you want him to be Sean Lowe 2.0. Y'all confuse me. Yeah, we'll have to see how it all plays out on tonight's episode of The Bachelor. Like he said, I'll be live streaming before and after, and I feel like 10 p.m. East Coast, 7 p.m. Pacific, we are going to have a smashing live stream tonight. Smashing is a pun that was intended. Smashing pumpkins or smashing blumpkins. We'll have to see how it all plays out tonight. Get the puns ready. Get the metaphors ready. We're going on a deep dive. We'll see if Zach does as well. I'll also have your Bachelor in Paradise news and a fresh story. Oh, yeah. On today's Bachelor Rush Hour podcast, I went to Katie Thurston's stand-up show Saturday night. I'll share that experience. We went out to dinner with Jess from the former Chatty Broads, now Your Mom and Dad Pod, and I'll discuss a little bit more of the behind-the-scenes, what's going on, some new movies I've been watching, and some other stuff. So that's exclusively on Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, right down there, and we'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.